welcome. Here we are, staged, ready, revved, and locked and loaded, on the way for another 3-hour excursion into broadcast excellence hosted by me. It's always a great thrill and privilege to have you with us. Great knowing that you're out there. Telephone number, if you want to appear on the program, 800-282-2882. If you want to send an email, it's lrushbo@eibnet.us. And if you want to interact via Twitter, yep, we've unloaded, folks. The handle is @RealRLimbaugh. There is no other Twitter handle. We've had a bunch of them over the years. And we have eliminated all but the new official Twitter handle, @RealRLimbaugh. You know, we, watching the confirmation hearings of Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, you know, it almost though we should start calling her Judge Amy Grin and Barrett. She has had to sit and listen to a bunch of comparative, relative morons berate her and berate President Trump and the country for 11 hours yesterday, probably for another 11 hours more today. She literally is stunning. She's the definition of unflappable. The woman sits there and is unmoved. They have tried everything they know, just like the Democrats have. They've shot everything they have at Donald Trump. They have fired every weapon that in the past has succeeded in getting rid of a targeted Republican. They have not made a dent in Donald Trump. They have not damaged him. They have not moved him closer to retirement or legal conviction, impeachment, what have you. Look, I know there's some caveats. They have interrupted and slowed down the agenda implementation, all that, but that's not been their objective. Their objective has been to ruin the man, and they have not succeeded. They have not gotten close. And they're not getting close with Judge Barrett. She just sits there. Again, we pointed out, maybe among the first, no notes on a single blank, small pad of paper. She has no briefing binders. She has no backup material. She's got nothing but what is in her head. And I watch this, and I study people. I study facial expressions and the comportment and how well they deal with stress and pressure. And believe me, she has been under fire from any number of directions, and she well knows it. And I'm sure that inside that unflappable facial expression, her gears are churning faster than you and I can possibly imagine, anticipating where this line of questioning is ultimately going. What the hell are they attempting to pull off now, she's asking herself. But it's like a duck that you see on a pond or a body of water, seems to just be gliding along smooth as possible. You don't see that duck paddling furiously beneath the surface. It is a great illustration of what I think is going on in the mind of Amy Coney Barrett. She knows that she is smarter than these people. She knows that she knows more than these people. She knows that she is not arrogant nor condescending. They are. She nevertheless has to act deferential. And this is a really fine line. She has to act deferential, at the same time stand up for herself. She cannot relax her mind for a moment. One misplaced answer, one answer that is not the result of focused, intense, strategic thought could give them an opening that she has no idea they're looking for, but they do. So far, she has thwarted every attempt that they have made, and some of them have been really rank. Some of them have been real stinkers. Some of them have been so low class And even at that, she did not react out of character. So what is her secret, ladies and gentlemen? How does she do this? I have a theory. I have a theory for much. And I think the theory that I have evolved to explain Judge Barrett, she's a teacher as well. Not just a judge on the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. She is a law professor at where? Notre Dame. As such, she has had years of experience in dealing with a bunch of know-it-all kids. I don't say that with any pejorative. You have kids, I don't have kids, but you have kids. Everybody who knows kids knows that kids know more than the parents do. Kids know more than the adults do. The adults are not hip, the adults are not cool, just the way it is. She has had years of experience in dealing with attitudes like she is facing from the Democrat senators on this committee. Kids, or in this case, senators who think they know more than she does about the law and the Constitution. So she knows, because she's a teacher, she knows how to correct them without making a face. She knows how to correct them without making them look stupid. Look, she's a teacher. She wants them to learn. So in dealing with the kids, she's not about humiliating them. So she has not learned how to do that. I'm sure she could if she wanted to, but humiliating like Tick Turban would not be wise. Humiliating Sheldon Whitehouse, although it would be easy, would not be wise. Humiliating Cory Booker, I'm sure it takes effort not to. Not to mention Kamala Harris. Oh, you talk about, this woman is cruising for the most hated woman in the Senate award, and I don't even think is aware of it. But she knows how to do all this without making them look stupid. This is so crucial in these hearings. And she's doing everything without notes. So in the process, she's actually teaching them. So up against the Democrats on this committee, she is well practiced in dealing with the attitudes, including the arrogance and the condescension that she is facing. In the process, you know, we are watching the attempted abuse, the attempted legal abuse of an exemplary woman. It is amazing. This woman ought to have been looked at, and everybody examining her qualifications should have rubber stamped them. They vetted her 3 years ago. There's nothing additional to learn about her philosophy. Take a look at whatever cases she's had since the last time. No, their effort was to stop her somehow anyway, and I don't believe that effort is over. I hear everybody at the end of every day, be it on Fox, be it wherever it is, all of the news people, all the commentators, all the analysts say, well, there's no way they can stop this nomination. Democrats know there's nothing they can do. I know these people, and they're not there yet. Numbers-wise, yeah. But I don't think they have yet given up on stopping this nomination. Confirming a Republican judicial nominee is an abusive process, and we are watching it happen again. What these Democrats are doing, what they're trying to do to Judge, Professor, Working Mother Amy Coney Barrett, is yet another grotesque abuse of power. You know what? If this interview process were discovered to be happening within a company, it would be a national scandal. That company's stock would tank. Whoever was in charge of this kind of interview process inside a company would be held up for ridicule and might even be fired. The executive team, the board of directors would be finished. Reputations would be ruined. Do you think Democrat voters would tolerate this from Republican senators? Do you? They'd be appalled. But many today are proud of their elected abusers. They're proud of the abuse of General Flynn. They're proud of the abuse of the First Lady. They are proud of the abuse of candidate Trump, then President-elect Trump, and then President Trump. They are proud of the abuse because abusing these people is all they've got. They have shown daily, they demonstrate their inability to defeat President Trump, General Flynn, take your pick now, Amy Coney Barrett. Now, we've seen Republican judicial nominees in the past. It's been worse than what we're seeing now, no question about it. One of the reasons is the time frame is really condensed. Another reason is the count is what it is. They're just strict numbers without some Kavanaugh trick waiting to pop out of a hat. There isn't anything they can do. But believe me, this has nothing to do with advise and consent. The questions she's being asked have nothing to do with her qualifications to be a justice on the Supreme Court. So it's legalized abuse. And that's what's going to happen to the rest of us. If these people win, if the Democrats win in November, they will then begin to abuse all of us. Because we as citizens will be presumed guilty of racism, of homophobia, of practicing inequality, practicing white supremacy, practicing white privilege. We will become the objects, the subjects of the abuse as these Democrats embark on their process of cleansing America's soul, cleansing America's decrepit past, which is what they think needs to happen. They have shown us who they are, and they continue to show us who they are. I'm really impressed by Amy Coney Barrett, the way she puts up with this. Unflappable is doesn't get halfway there describing her professionalism in dealing with this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, grab audio soundbite number 10. Let me give you one example of the way of the absolutely. This is so beneath the realm of dignity that you have to wonder what's behind it. Yesterday afternoon, during the hearings for Amy Coney Barrett, we got a question from Senator Mazie Hirono. She's from Hawaii. She's the one during the Kavanaugh hearings who said, "You men just need to shut up. You men just need to be quiet," back when everybody thought that Christine Ballsy Ford was telling the truth. That Kavanaugh was running rape trains by the punch bowl at some college frat party. Senator Leahy was sitting there near the punch bowl. Haven't had it up for 10 years. Let's see what you got. It all came falling down because there was anything to it. But now they're back. Now they're back to this. I want you to listen to this question from Mazie Hirono. It's audio soundbite number 10. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator Hirono.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
All right. Now, what is behind this? Now, they're all smiling on the other side of the glass over there. They can't do a Ballsy Ford on her. Well, let's examine that. So when I saw this, and I saw the text of the question before I heard and watched the clip there. Since when you read this and you don't hear it, you don't hear how rapidly it goes by. You don't hear Amy Coney Barrett's rapid fire response. You read Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature? That question came out of the blue. It's very weird. And then it's followed up, have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct? No, Senator. What happens, ladies and gentlemen, I hate even going down this path, but I know who we're dealing with here. What if you have some really disgruntled former student? You know that the Democrat Party has been going through every student record, every student that's ever attended one of her courses, every student that's ever been in one of her classrooms. They're going through these people. They're finding out who they are. They're going in there. They're sending operatives in to interview them. And they're maybe asking them leading questions. They're out there begging for dirt, desperate to find some. What if some student's willing to make something up? All you need is one student to make something up, and you can bring all this to a screeching halt while you investigate it. Why else ask this? Why else ask this? This could be this is exactly how Kavanaugh happened when on the verge of his vote. This when Feinstein stopped everything and read that letter from the constituent. It turned out to be ballsy Ford. Let's take a time out. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.
He didn't start it, but he'll be happy to finish it. Rush on the EIB network.
Rochester's news, weather, and traffic station. News Radio, Wham 1180.
You know, your monthly cell phone bill does not have to be an expensive proposition. Pure Talk USA gives you the same kind of coverage for far less money each month than the larger carriers. Pure Talk gives you the exact same coverage on the same towers as one of the larger carriers, but costs you half what you're likely paying now, with no contract and no excessive fees. Now, right now, enjoy unlimited talk, text, and 2 gigs of data, all for just $20 a month. The average person is saving $400 a year on their wireless bill. So do this. Grab your mobile phone, dial